Let's go do something great with our lives. There's too much of a beautiful, amazing world out there to hide in bed all day, wondering, and by the way, hide in your office all day, hide in your car all day, hide in your insecurities all day. We can hide in a lot of places other than just under the covers. These covers can be a lot of different things. They can be our fears. They can be our lack of willing to try new things. We can pull the covers over our head metaphorically in a lot of ways in our life.
It's like you can't actively avoid an obstacle. Just don't look for the obstacle. Look for something else. Like look for, how you say, opportunity, or
drivable terrain.
You're
You're
right.
driving, you're like an accident ahead of you,
Yeah.
and you're just looking for drivable terrain. Where can I take this vehicle where I'm not going to die?
You've got to keep these promises you make to yourself, and you've got to make it a game. You beat 90% of the people in your life by doing two things: showing up, giving it everything you've got, and being a good person. Let me say it again. You got to show up, and that's not enough. You got to do the second thing. When you do that, you beat 90+% of the people. That last 10%, that's a dogfight between the best of the best.
Their story still lives. It's important to learn from them. And if anything, it helps you remember that they are human, just like us. These great things that get accomplished can be accomplished by others and beyond. Because you realize they're people just like us. They made mistakes just like us. And they kept going. And we can do the same.
Self-confidence is the process of keeping the promises you make to you. You know, you're always building a reputation with yourself. Are you somebody you can trust that does the things he or she says they're going to do? Or are you somebody just when they don't feel like it, willy-nilly, pull the covers back over your head and pack it in for a day? I do not recommend you do that.
And so you could say, well, in part, perhaps the reason that you're suffering unbearably can be left at your feet, because you're not everything you could be, and you know it. And of course, that's a terrible thing to admit, and it's a terrible thing to consider, but there's real promise in it, right? Because it means that perhaps there's another way that you could look at the world, and another way that you could act in the world.
So for the person out there who's like cookie cuttering it, but like really yearns to like strike out, try anything, move to a new city, chase the girl, say I love you first, you know what I mean? Get in shape, run the marathon, whatever it is, right? Like, don't waste your life, dude. Don't do it. Don't let the judgment of the haters make you waste your life.
Well, you have to be very careful giving in to the weaker side of you, giving in to really the devil in you instead of your higher angels, your higher calling. And there's going to be lots of days. Listen, if you're going to win, there's going to be lots of days where you just don't want to do it. And that's where winning begins and losing ends. Or if you give in, like I said, it's where losing begins. And it's insidious.
I do this shit every morning to prepare my mind for what life's gonna throw at me. A healthy body gives you a healthy mind. That's what it's about. So if you go into battle, you're not going about the right mindset, the right gear. In combat, you wear body armor. But what we do wrong is we don't strengthen our minds.
And this is the Tony Robbins quote: when the pain of staying the same is greater than the pain of change. And I think pain moves people far, far more effectively than pleasure does. Like the easy way to prove it is point a gun at someone's head and you have absolute compliance and they will do what they need to do, right? Automatically, just like that. Like death is the great motivator and the gun just reminds you.